Hello, everyone. Thanks, Laura. So our product, we're calling it SREnity. So the world of software reliability engineering is chaotic. So we're hoping this product will bring some serenity, right? So um, let's talk of Jenny. She is an SRE at a company called Acme. She's supporting e-commerce application within the enterprise, right? She does not build the application, the e-commerce application. Her responsibilities are making sure the product is working, stable, is working per the SLAs established, right? So something happened this morning, and at 3 a.m., she got an alert that multiple app services are failing. Their entire e-commerce platform is down. They're losing customers, they're losing revenue. She's scrambling across multiple dashboards, multiple log systems that build the e-commerce flow. She's trying to understand what's going on. Her manager and her director are pinging her on Teams, asking, what's the issue, what's the status, and what's the resolution and the approximate ETA, right? Um, and she's trying to fix this as soon as possible. So if anybody was on a customer supporting consumer application, we've all been through triages like this, right? So let's unpack why this is a complex problem, especially in a large enterprise, right? So the first and foremost is the criticality. With the criticality of a P1, there's a business impact, right? You're losing revenue, there's reputation damage. A lot of times these systems are complex. There are multiple systems that build the entire user journey, and one issue kind of cascades across other systems, right? So resolving this is looking involves looking into multiple systems, looking into fragmented documentation, switching between systems to understand what's going on. There are knowledge gaps. If you've spent a lot of time at the company, you have tribal knowledge of how things work and you're able to move faster, but it might be difficult for people that are relatively new to the company, right? Some of the resources that you have are either incomplete or outdated. A lot of manual process, and eventually burnout because of all of the transactions that you need to do, right? So enter SREnity. What if we could build, using the power of AI, a single pane of glass for all of the incident analysis and resolution, right? So some of the core concepts that we can use are integration, meaning it does not require anything new. So it is basically being integrated into the systems that already exist. We want the system to be always keeping the human in the loop. So it should not do any automatic actions. It should put the SME in control all the time. It should be able to synthesize data from multiple systems. It should be able to understand the dependencies and the cross correlations between the systems. It should be able to analyze and get to the resolution steps. But there's also value in providing timely, relevant documentation. There's usually a lot of documentation built in the enterprises. So what if we could surface that when, what is actually needed right now, right? So let's look at the demo first, and then we'll come back and discuss, right? So going with the same flow, this is the app performance dashboard. So this was the alert I was talking of. This is their system view. Some healthy, some seem to be in problem. Now Chandana will walk us through the demo and kind of talk through.
Thank you, Anil. So, hi everyone. So, let's see how SREnity drives the P1 alert to resolution. So, as we can see on the screen, the active alert section, which is clearly highlighting the multiple services experiencing errors. So, we are seeing error spikes and timeouts across the system. So, that's our trigger. So, this is exactly the kind of situation where SREnity shines. Like when we have multiple services affected, we need to quickly understand what's happening and how to fix it. So, right now we are on the SREnity analysis page. As we can see, the program progress bar at the top. So that shows 4 stages, and also there is a status log below tracking each step in real time. So if you look at the stage 1, so it's retrieving logs and metrics. So the system is automatically trying to load the log files from various tiers, including the web, application, database, and cache tiers, I would say. And then in the stage 2, we have the analysis patterns. So the system analyzes each tier logs using RAG and comparing the patterns against the historical incidents. And then we have RCA summary. So here the system is performing the root cause analysis and examining the cross tier correlations and identifying the unified root cause, I would say. And then the stage 4, that's the runbook search. The system here is searching through the runbook knowledge base and finding the relevant remediation procedures and the step-by-step guides, actually. So all the 4 stages, when they are complete, so we will be resulting, we have a resulting page with a comprehensive incident deep dive report. As we can look at the executive summary, it really reveals the health, but there's some critical issues with respect to the database we can see. And then if we deep dive into the incident, so if you look at the show details, it has got the tier analysis details, which shows about the web app tier health, how they are behaving, whether they are healthy or not, and the other tiers as well. And we have the impact details, and then we have the root cause analysis, which identifies the specific issue and the impact, which describes the application degradation, basically. And then we have the resolution recommendations, which is providing the prioritized steps to resolve it. And then we have the runbook agent, which has got all the resolution steps ready, basically. So there are about 700 different documents, and it has brought up about 5 of them, basically. And we see all of these documents have been indexed into the knowledge base, actually. Yeah. So what we have just seen demonstrates the power of automated incident analysis, I would say. Within minutes, we move from alerts to RCA and then evidence and execution ready the guidance, I would say. So yeah, so this is the user journey. So just tying the live demo back to the user journey. So engineers get paged, head to the dashboard, and with one click, the analyze with SREnity kind of hands the problem to the assistant. So that's with respect to the user journey. So over to you, Anil. Yeah.
Thank you. So this is a systems view of how this was implemented, right? In the backend, the logs are to be pulled real time. So let's start with the front end first. So this is built as a React Native application. The LangGraph agent was exposed as via Fast API. The agent, based on the metadata from the alert that we've received, it is going to go in and look for the right context based on time, right? So it can do a time window. It is going to pull logs across the tiers, and then tries to analyze that based on some knowledge base that we've created about incident patterns that we want to handle, right? And this is the RAG that we built for the runbooks. The AI engine is using OpenAI Stack and Cohere for re-ranking during the RAG. And this is the LangGraph stage. And now, do you want to quickly touch on this?
Yeah, so we are starting here at the start, and immediately we are feeding the incident manager, which decides which tier analyzers to run, and it fan out to all the tools. They all execute simultaneously and return the structured findings. Those results something we converge at the aggregate node, and the aggregate view drives the RCA node, and then RCA output flows into the runbook node. So at the end node, the loop is complete. So that's with respect to the LangGraph agent. Yeah.
Awesome. So let's quickly touch on like the value of this model, right? So what this did was it brought down the resolution time from hours to minutes, right? It was able to, with evidence, with grounding evidence, was able to provide the RCA, was able to provide resolution steps. It was able to correlate cross-system impacts, right? So the dependencies as well. And what this does is, anybody irrespective of their seniority in the company, would be able to investigate and then take an action on, what needs to be done next, right? So this would also obviously reduce the impact of the incident because you're able to resolve this faster. I'll quickly touch on the future state, other ideas we were exploring. So what we've seen is an on-demand mode, right? So the SRE went into the dashboard and then manually clicked on the analysis, but we can very easily make this a proactive analysis, meaning anytime an alert is received, we could have the agent automatically be triggered and running in the background so that when the SRE comes into the dashboard, not only is he seeing the alert, there's also the SREnity analysis with the RCA and the grounding information available for them immediately so that they can take the next step immediately, right? So other ideas are improving the context a little more. So pulling in, other documents like historical incidents, and there's usually post-mortem reports that are done managing incidents, describing the system architecture and topology, uh, and have that part of the knowledge base, right? That's another idea. The next step would be to build this like a SRE framework, like an agentic engine that all orgs within the enterprise will be able to tap into. We could expose these as a MCP or, build it as an agent using A2A protocol, right? Those are some of the opportunities that we can explore to the next. I think we are at time. With that, I will end my demo.